Good day, greetings students. I'm very happy to meet you all again in grade 12 economics. We are in part 2, which is Indian economic development, popularly known as IED. In Indian economic development, we are learning about various economic situations that India has faced, facing and is expected to face. So this lets us an insight of what is actually the economic position of India and how we have come to this position. India oda present economic position ku pinnadi irukra past, what is it? And how are we going to use that past to shape our future is what we have been discussing in IED. Already we have discussed about how Indian economy was during the colonial rule. We have discussed that it wasn't in a very prosperous condition because British government focused on maintaining or taking care of their own country's economic condition and did not concentrate much on our country's economic condition. நம்ம பார்த்தோம் நம்மளோட கண்ட்ரியோட எக்கனாமிக் கண்டிஷன் வளர்ற மாதிரி தெரிய வச்சுட்டு அவங்களோட கண்ட்ரியோட எக்கனாமிக் கண்டிஷனை டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கிட்டாங்கன்னு நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம். ஸோ வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் ஹியர், வாட் ஹேப்பன்ட் அப்படின்னா our agriculture was not in a prosperous condition, industries were not working, and we were just merely supplier of raw materials and just consumers of final products. So இதுதான் நம்மளோட கண்டிஷனாக இருந்துச்சு. Then after independence our economy also wanted to be independent. அதுக்காக தான் planning commission, 5-year plans, Niti Aayog and many things have come into the steps. என்னதான் நம்ம 1950 to 1990 நிறைய விஷயங்கள் செஞ்சிருந்தாலும் there were many economic mistakes that we have done, and அதோட ரிசல்ட்டாக நமக்கு கிடைச்சது என்ன? We had to face twin deficit, there was a huge economic depression, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய negative things இருந்துச்சு. To come out of all these we needed financial backup, and to attain this financial backup there were conditions laid by World Bank and IMF, like we should liberalize our economy, we should liberalize the tough conditions that are given, nam private industries ku space kudukanum, and we have to open up our economy for the world அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரியான பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ அதோட thought processல வந்த நியூ எக்கனாமிக் பாலிசி ஆஃப் 1991, which policy? The new economic policy of 1991 has taken us forward. And who gave this? The then finance minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh, was a genius, is a genius, and he gave us this important economic policy. Avaroda ideas da idellame. What are the important things there? Means he brought in liberalization, privatization, and globalization. என்ன கொண்டு வந்தாரு? Liberalization, privatization and globalization. இந்த மூணு விஷயமும் கொண்டு வந்தார். What are these about? Already we have completed our discussion about liberalization and privatization. A quick recall will be really helpful for us. So according to this, liberalization, we abolished permit Raj or license Raj. Earlier there were heavy conditions, regulations, restrictions for what? For getting permission, for getting license for your business. நீங்கள் உங்கள் business start பண்ணனாலும் expand பண்ணனாலும் the pricing of the product எல்லாத்துலேயுமே நிறைய rules and regulations இருந்துச்சு. So this first step of liberalization was to abolish this permit Raj system. இதனால people, I mean investors came forward to involve themselves in industrial sector. இதில் முக்கியமாக நம்ம பார்க்குற reforms என்ன அப்படின்னா deregulation of industrial sector. அதில் ஒரு point தான் permit Raj. Deregulation of industrial sector. So permit Raj was abolished. Unwanted license rules and regulations were taken off, were relaxed, were removed. Price fixation la irundha controls relax pannanga. Then goods that could be produced only by small scale industries was avoided. Ellarume goods produce பண்ணறதுக்கான opportunities கொடுத்தாங்க. முக்கியமா private sector also was allowed to enter the industrial sector. Next came financial sector reforms. So earlier RBI was laying down all the rules and regulations. எல்லாத்துலயும் யார் தான் rules and regulations கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க? RBI only can give the rules and regulations of things. Alright, everything was given by who? RBI. Whatever they say has to be followed by all the financial institutions and banks. So adikaprama they relaxed those strict rules. They allowed privatized banks to start up banking business. They allowed them to fix their own interest rate. Foreign investments allow பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. இது எல்லாமே financial sector ஓட reforms. இன்னொரு important financial sector reform நம்ம பார்த்தது stock exchange operations. Earlier RBI was controlling the stock exchange operations. இதுக்கு அப்புறமா stock exchange operations they kept it alone. How? Sensex Bombay Stock Exchange la da what is happening? Sensex is happening and we know this is a stock exchange. Inga vandu there will be companies, right? எவ்வளோ செக்டார்ஸ் இருப்பாங்க, அதில் எவ்வளோ கம்பெனிஸ் இருப்பாங்கங்கிறதெல்லாம் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் இல்லையா? லைக்வைஸ் இங்கே என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? they will price, they will what to say, they will fix a price for the shares of each company. அது எந்த மாதிரி கம்பெனிஸ் ஒவ்வொரு செக்டார்லையும் இருக்கிற டாப் மோஸ்ட் கம்பெனிஸோட ஷேர்ஸை அங்கே பெட் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. ஜஸ்ட் பையிங் அண்ட் செல்லிங். தே வில் யூஸ் தட் okay to analyze the worth of the company and worth of the sector. So I want you to note down this on 17/11/2020 it reached a new height. And the points irukku இல்லையா, opening points and closing points, it reached a new height. நிஃப்டியும் சரி சென்செக்ஸும் சரி, the points reached a new height and I want you to find those points also. Just gather that information. Later on we will let you know. In the next session I will discuss this Sensex points with you. இது ஏன் நம்ம இதை பற்றி பேசுகிறோம் அப்படின்னா, there was one certain situation between 1950-1990 Sensex fell very badly. Stock shares எல்லாமே கீழே வந்துடுச்சு. because people were not interested in investing. Investors பயந்தாங்க that they'll face huge loss. Then they had made lots of promises, surety and lots of things. And now where is India? India is in a wonderful position where the Sensex has reached a new height very recently. So this shows that we are going in the right way. Of course, this is a pandemic situation. இதில் வந்து we saw a very bad fall in the growth rate. நம்மளோட கண்ட்ரியோட growth rate வந்து ரொம்ப பெரிய ஒரு ஃபால் இருந்துச்சு. It came down to minus and all 3.2 2 pointsலாம் growth rate போயிடுச்சு, கீழே ரொம்ப போயிடுச்சு, which was really a bad condition. But still this is good for us. In the Sensexல நடந்த change, it is really good for our economic position. So kindly follow this up, and in the next session, next economic session, we will be discussing about this new height of Sensex and Nifty points. Okay, so continuing with the reforms of liberalization, we have financial sector reforms. After that we had tax reforms. Tax நாம் என்ன பார்க்குறோம்? Direct taxes and indirect taxes. Earlier direct tax means what? Income tax. So the income tax levied, the rate was very high. Many people were evading the tax. So இதனால என்ன பண்ணாங்க? The interest rate, the tax rate was brought down, was brought to a moderate level where people will not avoid the tax. Tax miss பண்ணாம கட்டுற அளவுக்கு ஒரு மாடரேட்டான ரேட்டுக்கு சேஞ்ச் பண்ணாங்க. That was one reform. Then indirect tax நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறோம்? The tax is levied on goods and services that we purchase. அது வந்து ஒரு customs duty-ஆக இருக்கலாம், it can be an excise duty, sales tax, இது மாதிரி விஷயங்கள். So it was common. It was commonized in July 2017 under the name GST. You remember they said like ஒவ்வொரு ப்ராடக்ட்டுக்கும் or ஒவ்வொரு செக்டாருக்கும் இவ்வளோ percentage of tax will be levied. That's called GST. இல்லையா? What does it GST stands for? Goods and service tax. Okay, it is not GST tax, இது GST rate. That's all. Okay, because T in GST stands for tax. So GST rate பார்த்தீங்கன்னா for medical products, for consumer products, for baby products, for textiles, for luxuries, for furniture, ஒவ்வொன்றுத்துக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு மாதிரியான percentage of tax காமனாக ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணாங்க. For what? For bringing the nation under one market. எல்லா இடத்துலையும் நீங்கள் இங்கே வாங்குறதுக்காக இருந்தாலும் அதே மாதிரியான டேக்ஸ் தான் நீங்கள் இன்னொரு பிளேஸ் ஆஃப் இந்தியாவில் வாங்குற, இன்னொரு ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் இந்தியாவில் கன்சியூம் பண்ணுறீங்கனாலும் it should be the same sort of tax. Okay, that was unified under GST Act, which year? 2017. The act actually is 2016. GST Act 2016. It's an important point, children. When did the GST Act when was it passed? அப்படின்னா GST Act was passed in 2016. When was it applied? When was it brought into practice? அப்படின்னா 2017ல it was brought into practice. சரியா? It was passed in 2016, applied in 2017. Clear? That's that's an important question, important point. Keep it in your mind. Then foreign exchange reforms. So actually speaking, take privatization and globalization, those are also part of liberalization. Liberalization ஓட ஒரு பார்ட்டாக தான் நம்ம எதை சொல்கிறோம்? ப்ரைவேட்டைசேஷனையும் குளோபலைசேஷனையும் சொல்கிறோம். Clear? So foreign exchange reforms. What are we talking about? We are talking about foreign exchange reforms. Foreign exchange reforms, import substitution was there. Do you remember? Tariffs and quotas were there for import substitution. So அதை வந்து குறைச்சாங்க. Okay, foreign exchange also was brought in. எப்படி பண்ணாங்க? By devaluing the price, I mean the value of the currency of Indian rupee, and this promoted exports, and through that we gained foreign exchange. Finally, trade and investment policy reforms. trade and investment policy reforms. என்ன பண்ணிருக்கான் trade and investment policy? Trade, let it be internal trade or let it be domestic, international trade. Many things were changed there. So internal trade பொறுத்தளவு they were what to say, competition. யார் வந்து ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணணும், how the product should beங்கிற ஒரு restrictions இல்லாமல் they can produce their own way because there were restrictions. Public sector மட்டும்தான் இருந்தாங்க. So whatever they produce we have to consume னு ஒரு point இருந்துச்சு. So then it was changed, privatization came in and even import substitution policy also changed. Imports allow பண்ணதுனால what happened? The domestic producers had a thought that we have foreign competition. இப்போ நமக்கு காம்படிஷனே இல்லைங்கிறப்போ we don't run properly in the race. நம்ம வந்து ப்ராப்பராக தான் அதில் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணுறோமான்னு இருக்காது. But when you have a competition, you would really take an effort to compete properly. So that happened through this trade and investment policy reforms when they reduced the quotas. When they changed the policy on quotas and tariffs, import licensing was abolished and export duties also have been removed. Clear? These were all about liberalization. So liberalization எடுத்தோம் அப்படின்னா we have discussed it in detail. ஏன் அப்படின்னா even privatization and globalization are parts of liberalization நம்ம பார்க்குறோம். ஏன்? Because import substitution relax பண்ணதுனால தான் globalization. Okay, when you are deregulating the industrial sector, அங்க இருக்கிற ரூல்ஸை குறைக்கிறப்ப தான் நமக்கு என்ன கிடைச்சது? We got privatization. So how did they do privatization? Through disinvestment. அவங்களோட ஷேர்ஸை liquidify பண்ணி, okay, they gave it to private sectors. So the managerial capacity, ability and efficiency of private organizations were implied in public sectors. அதுதான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Privatization. And we have discussed about Navratnas and Mini Ratnas also. Now what are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss in detail about globalization. What are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about globalization. What is globalization? Bringing the world as a single market. Okay? We have discussed open market economy. We have discussed BOP, BOT, then exports, imports. All those are actually part and parcel of globalization. That is the ability of an Indian to transact with any other countries as a result of globalization. So அது available இல்லைங்கிறப்போ you can't buy or sell or transact with other countries. இல்லையா? So globalization is the third reform brought in by the new economic policy of 1991. So it is generally understood to mean integration of the economy of the country with the world economy. It's a complex phenomenon. Simple words, people say that globalization, bringing markets together, simple solron. But actually it is an outcome of the set of various policies that are aimed at transforming the world towards greater interdependence and integration. எதை concentrate பண்றோம்? Aims at various countries interdependence and integration. என்ன பண்றோம்? We are aiming at the interdependence. Interdependence means I am dependent on that country and that country is also dependent on me. நான் மட்டும் அவங்களுக்கு டிபெண்டண்டா இருந்தா தானே பிரச்சனை. We are interdependent. Okay, I want certain goods and services from that country, and similarly that country also might want something from me. Clear? That interdependence and integration is expected. It involves creation of networks and activities transcending economic, social and geographical boundaries. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம தாண்டி வரணும். Economic, social and geographic boundaries. Now we see that when foreigners come visit our country, they are interested in our culture. They keep flowers, they wear sari, dhotis, இதெல்லாமே பண்றாங்க. Similarly, we have learned to wear western wears, western clothes நம்ம wear பண்ணிக்க ரெடி ஆயிட்டோம். So what is that? Breaking the social boundary. என்னோட சொசைட்டி இப்படி தான் இருக்கும். I should not wear western dress. I should not wear a jean and a t-shirtங்கிறத தாண்டி breaking it and bringing what? Common thinking is actually globalization. Okay, that is social. Economic அப்படிங்கிறப்போ the conditions, exports and imports, the selling, ஒரு common currency வச்சுக்கிறதோ இல்லை the foreign exchange base பண்ணி பண்ணுறதோ economic boundary. Geographical boundary, we know my country is different from that country. என்னோட countryயும் அவங்களோட countryயும் it is distant. Geographically also they are different. Even the climatic conditions of my country will be different from the climatic conditions of that country. Okay, the clothes we wear is different from what they wear. எதனால வந்தது? It is because of the geographical and climatic differences that each country has. Okay children, so what are we doing? It involves globalization. It means what? It involves creation of networks and what? Creation of networks and activities transcending social, economic and geographic geographical boundaries. Okay, do we even have a social boundary? Yes, we do have social boundaries. So there are certain cultures that we all follow, right? That means our social boundaries. There are things that we still don't do. அது எல்லாமே நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Social boundary. Okay, the normal clothes I wear every day is different from the normal clothes they wear every day. இது எல்லாமே எதுலமா வரும்? Social boundary நம்ம சொல்றோம். So what is actually the meaning of the word transcend or transcending? It means to pass beyond the limits of something, to cross அதை cross பண்ணுறது தான் நம்ம என்னென்னு சொல்கிறோம், transcending. So what we are doing here, we are creating networks and activities transcending, crossing the boundaries. Boundaries na limits இல்லையா, crossing the social, economic and geographic boundaries. So what I want to buy from other country should not stop me. என்னோட இந்த geographical boundary stop பண்ணாம I can buy things from there ன்னு இருக்கு இல்லையா, same way I can sell things to other country ன்னு இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதுதான் globalization நம்ம சொல்றோம். Okay, globalization attempts to establish links in such a way that the happenings in India can be influenced by events happening miles away. It is turning the world into one whole or creating a borderless world. So we were all discussing about what happens in US presidential election. அங்கே நடக்கிற விஷயம், it is their presidential election, அவங்களோட president, அவங்களோட campaigning எல்லாம் அவங்களது. But we from India, we were focusing on it. நம்ம அதை பற்றி படிக்கிறோம், பேசுகிறோம். Why? Because the person who is going to be the president of that country has some influence over my country's something. இல்லையா, now they are promising, நான் இந்த countryயோட I will be in this sort of relationship status, I would allow them to work. Now when the previous president took his place, many Indians, they lost their job. He had an idea that Indians work பண்ணக்கூடாது, our country people should get the job first ங்கிற ஒரு point. That actually disturbed many of our country or Indian families. ஏன்னா அவங்களோட family members அந்த countryல work பண்ணுறாங்க அமெரிக்காவில். So when they lose their jobs, it is going to affect me. So இன்னொரு countryயில் நடக்கிற ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயம் என்னை affect பண்ணுதுங்கிறது, it is actually globalization. What happens here will also disturb. இப்போ நான் இங்கே, if our country ISRO is going to find a missile and it is going to launch அப்படின்னா, the other countries are also watching it. They are also interested about it. Yeah, it's a borderless world. What we are doing is going to affect them and vice versa. Do you think all the countries will tell their defense mechanism to everybody? எல்லார்கிட்டையும் எவ்வளோ மிசைல்ஸ் இருக்குது, என்ன மாதிரியான மிசைல்ஸ் இருக்குதுன்னு நமக்கு தெரியுமா மற்ற கண்ட்ரீஸோடது? No, every country has a national secret. Why? Because it might influence the other country. Alright, we all want to be one big family, but still there is some sort of protection to us. Clear, children? So what is globalization aiming at? It is aiming at a borderless world. One big world without any boundaries ங்கிறது தான் globalizationோட ஒரு point. How do you do this? சரி, fine, okay, globalization is bringing world together, economically, socially, geographically, எல்லாம் சரி, okay, we are going to break those boundaries, fine. அதை நீங்கள் எப்படி பண்ணலாம்? How can you bring this together? How can we bring globalization, or how can we do this? அப்படி டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா, the important things that would come up in our mind, globalization வர்றதுக்கு பாயிண்ட்ஸாக இருக்கிற விஷயங்கள் என்ன, what are the important things that is required to make a globalized economy? means என்னங்கிறத நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, let us discuss few other points about globalization. globalizationக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுற விஷயங்கள் இதுன்னு தெரியறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, what actually has led us through it, எங்கேருந்து நம்ம globalization ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா, it's been a long time. We never actually can trace back a particular date. இந்த டேட்டில் தான் கரெக்டாக கரெக்டாக குளோபலைசேஷன் ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா நோ. இந்தியா ஸ்டார்டட் ஹேவிங் திஸ் ஐடியா ஆஃப் குளோபலைசேஷன் ஃப்ரம் 1991 நம்ம சொல்லலாம். பட் குளோபலைசேஷன் ஆஸ் அ கான்செப்ட் we are not sure that when it started. People trace it back to 18th century, and globalization was popular, happened due to the developments in communication and transportation. ஸோ குளோபலைசேஷனோட மெயின் கீ பாயிண்ட்ஸ் என்னவா இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷன் அண்ட் கம்யூனிகேஷன் நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். பிகாஸ் கம்யூனிகேஷன் has led us to reach over the world. You want to talk to America, London, Australia, anywhere. Now you can talk. This become easy. Earlier also ISD facilities were there. Then email facilities were there. Then transportation, flights. From long back we are using flight travels to other countries. Ships நம்ம நிறைய வருஷமாக யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். Sea travel. So this brought world together. இது எல்லாம் தான் கீ பாயிண்ட்ஸாக இருந்துச்சு வேர்ல்டு கிட்ட கொண்டு வர்றதுக்கு. ஸோ திஸ் ஹெல்ப்ட் அஸ் டு எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் our ideas, transfer of goods, international trade. Okay, globalization enabled transfer of ideas and international trade. It helped a lot. Then what? Culture. Even the culture was discussed. Have you not seen foreigners taking saris there? அவங்களோட ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸ்க்கு the culture. We are adopting Western culture so soon. How? Globalized. We are also globalized. So economically, globalization involves goods, services, data technology. அது மட்டும்தான் அப்படின்னா நிறைய விஷயங்கள் we are we are using. Okay, so in 2000 the International Monetary Fund, that is IMF, found 4 basic concepts. 2001 IMF found 4 concepts in relation with globalization. What are those? Means trade and transactions. First one, globalization la ennala nadakudhu appadina trade and other sorts of transaction. Financial help pandrom illaya, borrowing, lending, those are transactions. Trade and transactions. Then we have capital and investment. Foreign investments we are doing, capital and investment. Next we have migration and movement of people. Earlier we working in other countries was not easy, they working in our country was not easy. இப்போ வந்து people have started moving, settling down there. NRI அப்படின்னு ஒரு term வந்துருச்சு, isn't it? Migration and movement of people. Now even we have goods and services, we have even our pets, imported, exported, everything happening. And we finally have the dissemination of knowledge. sharing it from across the world. We are sharing the knowledge. Dissemination of There was one proud thing. In Oxford University, there was a special seat reserved for Tamil department, isn't it? So we all donated, adukkaga funds collect pannanga. It's a great thing. In Oxford University, handling Tamil is something great. So languages koda nama inge irundhu anga kudukrom, ange irundhu inge nama padikrom. It's all what? All these are actually results of globalization. Even natural threats, natural calamities are globalized. Ipo pandemic situation is not only prevailing in our country, it is prevailing in many countries. Adu oru globalized thought ah dhaan nama paakrom. So if we find vaccination or if we find any medicines that is going to work, adu nama country ku nama vechika poradilla. We are going to spread it out for all the countries. Adhe da matta countries pannittu irukanga, isn't it? So whatever they are doing in medical field, in research, development, adha nama knowledge nu solrom, right? Adu avanga mattum vechikkiradilla. These natural problems, these common problems like pollution, ozone, okay, global warming, idu ellame, it's the word global is there itself, isn't it children? It's a globalized threat nu nama solrom. It's a global threat, it's a world threat. That means all countries have to face this. There are many associations where many different countries are partners or members. BRICS irukku, we have IMF, UNESCO, UNICEF, idu ellathiliyum ellarume irukanga, right? We have even in politics that involvement is there. We have an Asian American, we have an Indian American, they're becoming the vice president of America. Politics la vanda globalization. There was one certain period where only whites would be allowed to be the presidents of that country, but that was broken starting when 18th century. We had a colored we had a colored president, an African American president of other country. We had a foreigner, okay, we still have a foreigner who has become an Indian participating in our politics. Idu ellame, it's globalization. All right, so all these are results of what? Globalization. So we have three major areas: economic globalization, cultural globalization and political globalization. So globalization la three concepts, three different areas ah nama enna sollalam. We can say economic globalization nama discuss pannali. We have to break these boundaries na. So when you break these boundaries, when you cross the limits of these boundaries, what can we get? We can get different globalizations like economic globalization, political globalization and cultural globalization. Economic, political, cultural globalization solrom. What do we mean by economic globalization? What do we mean by political globalization? What do we mean by cultural globalization? Abdina, these are our steps. In the introduction we discussed, that we have to transcend these boundaries. Enna boundaries paathom? We discussed about economic, social and geographical boundaries. And the boundaries are taandi seeing world as one in an economic position. Ore madriyana economic situation la paakradhu, it is the economic globalization. Political globalization, that is one country's political decision or change influences another country's political influence அப்படின்னா it is political globalization. And finally cultural globalization, bringing the society, the ideas of people together is actually called what? Cultural globalization, right? So talking about trade, idellame enga varum, economic globalization varum. It is the economic interdependence of national economies. So it talks about the interdependence of various countries' economies. Okay, national economies, depending on the economic globalization, can be a positive or negative phenomenon. We'll get deeper into it by tomorrow, I mean by the next session. In this session we'll just quickly see what is what, that's it. So cultural globalization is the transmission of ideas, values and meanings. Talks about ideas and values. Teachers are not only respected in our country, they are respected in every country. So that common value, common ideology that is transferred everywhere is actually called the cultural globalization. Okay, and then finally we have the political globalization, which means growth of worldwide political system, both in size and complexity. So national governments, they are governmental and intergovernment. You have embassies, right? Foreign embassies irukku. These foreign embassies will discuss about this political globalization. Other countries' president visiting our country is actually for a political reason. See, every country will have many political parties, and every political party will have different ideas. So my political party's idea only I will present as my government's idea va na kondu poven, because before election even they promise ennoda party position ku vanda I'll do these things and solrom illaya. So my political party's ideas only will depict as the country's ideas. Adu madri da that country's political party's idea will be depicted as the what? As that country's ideas. That also plays a huge role in globalization. Okay, so in the next session we'll quickly go through what is meant by economic globalization, political globalization, cultural globalization, and we'll move on to discuss about one of the main functions or main work of globalization, main fruit that we are enjoying of globalization is outsourcing, BPOs or knowledge outsourcing also we are doing. So இன்னொரு countryக்கு இப்போ நான் ஒரு BPOல work பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னா what do? We just work in a different timing. ஏன் அப்படின்னா I have to work for their timing. ஸோ அவங்களோட ப்ராடக்ட்ஸை நான் இங்கேருந்து செல் பண்ணுறேங்கிறது தான் outsourcing. Alright, so we'll discuss in detail about those things in the next session, and we'll continue to talk about WTO and foreign direct investments also. We'll continue those in the next session. Kindly go through all these points that we have discussed. Take down the points that I have given you from the references. Kindly take notes of it and use it wisely. If at all you have any doubts, please feel free to reach me out and get your doubts clarified. Thank you, and may all have a wonderful day today.